Mishkin, what is your role in Crimson Veil?
Chief idiot. My role in Crimson Veil is the lead singer. I also am part of the songwriting, and in the next album I'll be playing some piano. I do play a little bit of piano on the last record we did, but just a tiny bit. So, the song HEX started as a bit of an experiment in the pandemic. I remember it was not long after Hana had joined the band, but I knew that she was quite a proggy drummer, so I got a bit excited and said to her, would you like to write a song that has 9 different time signatures in it, 9 different sections? Kind of expecting her to go like, why? But she just gave me the thumbs up, the green light. So I went to London in one of the breaks in the pandemic and we put together this song, HEX, and it just escalated until it got so ridiculous. But it was amazing to work with somebody for the first time who shared a vision of making something that crazy and that fun, and we were just writing for ourselves. And I think that's how it came about, really. We weren't trying to write something for anyone else. We were just having fun. We weren't touring, weren't doing anything. So we just started making really crazy music, and that was the start of that album. Once I knew that Anna was into the madness, then things just escalated, and now we have a whole album of quite weird songs that are very proggy, but HEX is probably the weirdest one of them all. I think as a band, because we are quite visual and because the songs are quite bombastic and mad, I think it would be silly to not include a video aspect to this. I think it's really fun. It's like an extension of the music, so why not make a music video? So for this album, we actually ended up making 6 music videos, which was an incredible process. We worked with Scott Chalmers, and I think they were received really well. Each one has a completely different style and aesthetic, and really, like, I would say, amplifies the song in a visual aspect. So I would say it's very important to us as a band to have a really strong music video for our best songs. So it usually starts with probably just something as simple as a chord progression that I'm really enjoying, that I'm playing on piano, and that will be one of the elements that starts the song off. Garry also might write a riff that could match that, and that's usually the beginning point of a song. Don't usually have melodies written. It usually starts with chords, and then we would take that to Anna on the drums, who'll then start to make the grooves behind it, start to make some interesting rhythms, and then Hana will come in and add cello, violin, harp to kind of make this beautiful aesthetic, build it a little bit more, and then the vocals kind of come last on top of all that, and then we all have to sit down and figure out what's going to go where. So it's as I said, it's a long and complicated process, but it's also really, really fun. I feel like everyone in the band is a music theory geek, so we're in our element when we're all sitting there trying to patch together really, really weird elements. It's just really fun. The song Awake is about, it's a water-based song, so if it was an element, it would be water. And it's about walking into the waves, carrying someone that you love, knowing that you're both going to drown together. So it's essentially a song about surrendering to a situation that you can't control. The song starts off quite gentle with all of these arpeggios, and then like a storm it builds and builds and builds till it goes full metal, and then it ends with this weird whirlpool kind of vortex sound that just sucks you into the end and had a really abrupt stop. So the song kind of, like classic Crimson Veil style, it lulls you in with this false kind of sense of peace and then just becomes more and more out of control. So essentially it's a song about surrendering. So I would say that the weirdness is what sets us apart. There's always something a bit strange going on within the song that perhaps isn't something that the listener might be aware of. So, for example, in Ribbons, the time signature is 4/4, but there's a pushed syncopated rhythm going on underneath that makes everything sound a little bit unusual. I feel like there's always this unsettling element going on with the songs with Crimson Veil. A lot of pressure building and then these big explosions where we use like really heavy textures. I think the fact that we don't have like a regular bass guitar thing going on, sometimes it's a bass synth, or sometimes we use cello, or we do use a bass guitar but it comes out on backing tracks. So that's another thing that sets us apart, maybe something that will change at some point. But Garry plays a Strandberg, it's eight strings, so it's just got this deep tone. There's lots of unusual elements. I think it's really perhaps what sets us apart is the terrifying darkness of the music. I know metal is quite dark, but I would say we're definitely on the darker spectrum of that. And what's more unsettling is that a lot of the songs are quite beautiful. So you're listening to something quite ethereal and quite beautiful, but then there's this terrifying thing kind of about to happen all the time, which is quite unsettling. I would say that's what sets us apart is the weirdness and the darkness.
To the light flickering.
I feel like ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to be on the stage, I wanted to be performing. I wanted to be singing, and I wanted to be surrounded by, I don't know, like an energy that was greater than myself. I've always gone to shows and felt like you're being part of something really amazing and connecting to other people and to the music in a really spiritual sense. So for me, performing live is a deeply spiritual thing. I feel like I'm quite nervous before I go on stage. The 10 minutes that lead up to it, it's like this real, feel quite shaky and afraid, but the minute that I go onto stage, it's like something changes and shifts and just become something different, and that's a really, really amazing experience for me to have that. It's an absolute privilege to be on stage, especially with 3 other brilliant musicians who I get to vibe off of while I'm on stage. So it's really, really great being on stage, but it's fantastic performing with a band, and I feel like the energy we bring to the shows is really addictive. It's really exciting. So I absolutely love just being part of that. Oh, there's so many struggles. The struggle is just building the fucking click tracks. Oh my God. Yeah, I guess one of the more difficult things to do is to bring the song to life. It's one thing writing it on Logic or putting in the chords, but then actually playing it live is quite a difficult process. Building the tracks that need to be played along with us. We all have like metronomes going off, sometimes 2 different metronomes going off at the same time to keep the beat going. Building those kind of tracks is quite difficult, and I would say there's that, and then there's also connecting many ideas together in one song is a bit of a challenge, and I think it's easy to go wrong and to put too many things in, have too many things going on. So I guess the struggle is just making sure that the song gets what it needs. And then obviously there's all the struggles of just, being a musician, being on tour, never sleeping. But I love it all, even the struggles. Well, I wake up and usually Simon, our manager, brings me a coffee if he's there. Otherwise I have to get it myself. It's terrible. Then I will probably bathe in the blood of virgins for a couple of hours, just getting my skin looking really nice. Then I'll probably say some prayers to whatever deity I'm worshipping that day, harness their energy. And then I'm ready to hit the stage and scare the crap out of people. That's my game. Nice.
My path is fortune.